Hey, you guys. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about a woman's situation and where her head is at so far as being incredibly lonely in her marriage, but because of what happened to her husband 5 years ago, they have 8 children. They're married, they have 8 children, and they took a trip up in the mountains and he lost control of his whatever vehicle he was on. I don't remember what it was, snowmobile or something. I'm not really sure what it was. Anyway, he suffered a severe TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury, and he also became a shell of who he was. And he became, as time went on, he went deeper and deeper into getting worse. I mean, the kids, he eventually came home. The kids taught him how to walk, and the wife, they, did everything. Excuse me, everything they could to bring him back to them because he doesn't have memory and he's just a shell of a person compared to what he was. She took care of him, the family took care of him and everything. However, she's been dealing with this for he doesn't know what's going on. Like he can remember something from 10 years ago, but he doesn't always remember his kids and he's very mm, he doesn't really care about anything. Like he's just existing because of the brain damage. And she has been taking care of him for 5 years. And she's just psychologically, physically exhausted. They put him in a facility because he's getting worse and he needs, round the clock care. And they also had him in hospice because it looked like at one point he wasn't gonna make make it. And one of his friends has reached out to her and said, I haven't seen you post online. How are how are you doing? And this and that. And she, she wonders if because her husband exists physically, but he's nowhere, their marriage is forever altered. And she is exhausted with the whole thing. And she feels like she's stuck. And she is a religious person, spiritual person, and she knows that with her religion they're going to be bonded for life regardless of his physical situation. But she's extremely lonely and I'm sure she's oh, excuse me, missing closeness with the man and all this other. And when the husband's friend reached out, she just felt really good because it's like, wow, I get to connect to another person, and this person's asking me how I'm doing for a change. I don't have to do it, everything, be everything to everyone else. I get to sit back and relax with this person. And then it got her to thinking, would it be the worst thing in the world if I divorced him? He wouldn't know whether he's divorced or not because he's not totally here, right? Would it be the worst thing in the world to divorce and to move on with my life because, of what's going on? And my thing is this. We talked about what men don't want women to know. And if women already know this, but to see it in print is a different story. Okay. We know that men are hunters. They're always looking for new meat. I don't care if they're married. I don't care if they've been married for 40, 50 years. I don't care if they're engaged. I don't care if they are in love with their partner. They are always hunting. Subconsciously or consciously, they're always hunting. Okay? Doesn't mean he's not a nice guy in other aspects. He may save someone's life one day, snatched them off the train tracks before they got hit by a train, and feel great about it, and whatever. It is their nature to hunt, not just animals, but puss. We're just going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real today. All right? It is very, very, very common for men in particular to swoop in when the woman is either in a situation like this, or she is now a widow, or her husband's severely ill and he swoops in because he sees her as an opportunity. You're alone. I got some things to make you happy, preferably what's going on in my pants. This is what men do. This is how men operate. If you haven't learned nothing else on this channel, you've learned that that is exactly what men will do. Not saying he's not checking on you to see how you're doing, but he's also looking for an opportunity. He knows that she's weak. He knows that she's vulnerable. He knows that she's exhausted. He knows that she hasn't been held. He knows that she hasn't been made love to. He knows that. Don't think he would sleep on the opportunity to get with her. I know that your husband is real ill, but we've been homies for like many years, but how you doing? Okay? So, knowing what we know now, which we already knew that men were like that, we just didn't see it written in the book before. And it's in print, right in front of your eyeballs. There's no way that you can deny it. It's right there looking at you. Men are hunters. They are hunters. They are hunters. Okay? He may love his wife dearly, but the excitement of being with someone else and having new meat is overwhelmingly exciting for a man. Okay? So I would strongly suggest that she does not go against her marriage vows. I would strongly suggest that you just rethink that whole thing, because when you made vows, you said for sickness and in health. And then when it got overwhelming, you're like, I want to, get out of this situation because it's just too much. Well, what do you think he's going through? He's trapped in his own body and can't get out. Mm. He's trapped in his body and he can't get out. The thoughts might even be in his head to have a conversation with you, but he's incapable because his brain doesn't work correctly anymore. And it almost sounded like she want relief for him, for her husband, but she would get relief too, because they feel like they're stuck in limbo, because it's like he exists, but only physically. But do you want relief for him, or do you want to be with other people? Because I'm here to tell you, if your husband loved you and respected you and cared for you and never used you as a piece of meat, when you go out there into the world with his friend, quotation marks, friend, or whoever, you're going to discover, talking to the wife now, you would discover that the men out there ain't nothing like your husband. If your husband's a good man, they ain't nothing like that. And there are men that are very kind, very warm, very loving, but they will still tap your booty and send you on your way and never call you again. It doesn't mean he's going to be openly abusive, hateful, nasty, beat you up, punch you in the face, knock you downstairs. You could do evil to somebody and be just as nice doing it. You give her a Harlequin romance lovemaking session, and then you start distancing yourself from her because you always wanted to tag her booty anyway. Ever since she was married and her husband was perfectly fine, the friend or friends of him, the husband, were looking at your wife like, hey, 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 he's lucky he gets to tap that because I sure as hell wouldn't mind. That is how men think. Stay the hell away from those guys out there because they ain't shit. There are nice dogs out there. They're nice, they're polite, they will hold the door for you, they will pull the chair out when you go for dinner in a restaurant, but they will hit that booty and run. Or after he gets tired of hitting it, he'll run. Or he will back off and pay more attention to his wife because he already got his fantasy with you filled. Did I go there? Yes, I did. Women have got to stop thinking that a man is the answer. A man is going to swoop in on his white horse and take me away from all of this. That's not how it's going to go down. And for women online who love telling the whole world how great their husband is, and he's almost sitting on the right hand of God the Father, that's how good he is. Honey, please, he got meat swinging, don't he? He wants to stick it somewhere, and not necessarily in you. Stop making your husband like Jesus. He's like God. He died on the cross for me. There's only one person who died on the cross for you, and that's Jesus, okay, the Son of God. No regular human person has ever died on a cross for you, okay? And their mind is in the wrong goddamn place. 9 times out of 10. Especially for women who have been in long marriages, 20-year marriages or 30 years, 40 years. And you are single now because he died or you got a divorce. Honey, dating ain't what you thought it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. These fools out here got their wang in their hand like, hey, girl, hey, what's up? We had a 5-minute conversation. Why are your panties still on? That's how these mofos act. They don't act like your husband. If your husband was a good man or whatever the case is, you got divorced for whatever reason or he died, and he was always a good man, and he always looked out for you, and he always made sure that if something happened to you, there was an insurance policy so you would be covered, which they don't think about that. They just think about your legs being open. On the rare occasion where a man thinks past his wiener and he actually thinks, well, I'm going to have an insurance policy in case something happens to me. You could, afford to bury me and you'll have something in your pocket. But most of them ain't on that page, and you will harshly find that out if you are thrown into the dating world. Oh my God, you will get a wake-up call. There is no more, I'm not going to have sex with you until we're married. I want to ask your father for your hand in marriage. Girl, you got to wake up. That is not the way the world is anymore. That is not the way the world is anymore. They want skins on the first damn date. And women are encouraging men to be disgusting because they're spreading their legs on the first date. So you can't really complain that men are horrible because you're encouraging them to be horrible. A lot of you are. You're encouraging it. Let's get naked. We talk for 10 minutes. Yay. I think you're a good guy. Here you go. Woohoo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't care if everybody's doing it. You need to be the first person who's not doing it. Screwing on the first date is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it happens all the time. Screwing after 30 days, 60 days. No, because they don't appreciate it. Just like when men hunt, they don't want the deer to come up to their door and knock on the door. You could go ahead and shoot me. You don't have to go out, sit in the cold, freeze your hands and legs off. Go ahead and shoot me, and let's get this over with. I'm going to sacrifice myself for you. And he's like, wow, I got me a 14-point buck, and he just knocked on the door. They don't freaking want that, and they don't appreciate that. They appreciate busting their balls, freezing their nuts, freezing their legs and hands and feet off in the woods, dragging themselves out of a warm bed to go hit the cold woods, freezing and being hungry, and you got to take a whiz, and you can't do none of that because you're waiting for that buck to walk by. They want the effort. They want and respect the effort. So when it pans out and they actually get that buck and put him on the wall, if that's what they're into, they're very proud of themselves because they busted their behind to get that deer. busted their butts to get that there. So they're very proud. They're not going to be proud if you go out and kill it and put it on his doorstep. Congratulations, babe. Here you go. They don't respect things that are handed to them. Women have to get that through their skull. They don't appreciate that shit. No matter how they beg for it, they don't respect it. They have no business begging for it, but they don't have enough sense not to know any better. But they know women are handing it out for free with no effort. So, hey, he figures we just need to go ahead and slap some skids. That's what people do now. I don't give a damn if everybody's doing it. I'll be the only person not doing it. But anyway, yes, men will swoop in every time they see an opportunity. Your husband's dying, or your husband's sick, or he's trapped inside his body and can't get out because he's never going to be right again because of the damage in his brain. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. And then because the wife, in this particular situation, because she's so vulnerable, she'll be easy to play. Just give her, like I said, Harlequin romance. Give her a couple weeks of, oh my God, I think I'm falling in love again. And then he starts acting weird because he already got what he wanted. He'd been wanting to tap your booty from the first day he met you. It's inappropriate, but that's what they do. And you're getting tempted because he's giving you nice words and saying all these nice things. Of course he is, because he's trying to land some meat. Anytime you are in a vulnerable position, sharks come out of the water looking. Which is kind of comical because I have an image of sharks literally walking on the water looking for somebody to tag. But you know what I mean. I don't mean literally, but men are like sharks. They're looking for an opportunity. And I'm not saying women don't do that, because I've known of women who have also manipulated men with sex. But men are they use their testosterone as an excuse to be horny. You gotta understand, we have a powerful sex drive. It's so powerful, it overwhelms us. That's a fucking lie. You know why I'm saying that? Because your wife might be as hot as you are, and she's throwing her butt at you all kind of ways, and this way, that way, and the third, and you still looking for somebody else. Don't tell me that your goddamn drive is so fucking high. You're doing that because you're a man, and that's what you do. Do not sit here and blame it on, oh, our hormone level is so high. It's higher than the sky. Bullshit and triple layers of fucking cockamamie bullshit. You might have a fiance who's doing you all kinds of ways. She screws you upside down. She acts like the man and body slams you to the bed and rocks the hell out of you. And you could have that all day and twice on Sunday, and your ass will still be looking for somebody else. Don't fucking tell me. You liars. You fucking liars. How many of y'all getting tossed up on the regular and you still looking for somebody else? And I know you getting tossed up. You got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. You've been screwing. That's obvious. You got all these children. You didn't get them in the mail. You didn't order them through a goddamn catalog. You've been fucking for kids. And you got them. But you still looking to fuck somebody else. It ain't got shit to do with your fucking desire. It has to do with you don't have any goddamn fucking discipline. Fucking liars. Men have been lying to women for years, centuries, decades. You gotta understand, our drive is so high, we can't control nothing. You don't get it. I get that you're full of shit. I get that you don't have any self-discipline. I get that you still getting laid real good from your wife or whoever, and you're still on the fucking prowl. Don't lie to me. You're a whore. Just say you're a fucking whore. Don't tell me you're cockamamie lying ass bullshit about your drive is so high and that's how men are and we can't control ourselves. You gotta understand. I don't have to understand shit. I understand you're lying. Please. Your girl could freak the hell out of you and you still have the time and energy to find some damn body else. My ex-husband's parents, uh, his father was cheating. All the men in the family are whores. Without the money. They're just throwing their dick around, not even get paid for it. At least gigolos are getting paid. Anyway, his husband, his dad, the husband, he They had, at one point, 10 children. Your dick should be tired. Every time your wife gets pregnant, you're practically sticking another one in there. After she pushed one out 5 seconds ago, you're sticking another one in there. Your dick should be exhausted. He was having affairs. He was having affairs. If I was screwing the hell out of somebody and getting them pregnant, if I was a guy, getting them pregnant every 5 minutes, by God, I'd be tired. But I've never been controlled by my body, so I couldn't be a guy. And I'm not going to lie to women to tell them I love them when I don't, because I'm that horny and out of control. Whew. Can't stand the lies, and women fall for this. We're going to get blue balls. There's no such thing as blue balls. Men are lying their asses off to give you. You hope that you give them some sympathy puss. That's what the fuck that is. Do not fall for their lying ass bullshit. And don't fall for stupid ass retarded men. Yes, I said it. Retarded men on YouTube saying, women have to understand the physiology of a man. And but no, you take that and shove it somewhere. You're lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. They're getting freaked. They're getting their balls emptied, and they're still acting like a slutbag. Don't fucking give me no excuses. Oh, this drive is so high. Your nuts are empty. What are you hot for? Because you can't control your fucking self. That's why. You don't have any goddamn discipline. That's the real reason. I don't want to hear it. Whew. Let me breathe. Anyway, if you're in a situation where your husband is sick or your husband is dying and other men are swooping in, you stay the fuck away from them. Do you understand me? Stay away from them. I'm going to swoop in. I'm going to be a perfect gentleman. If you need anything, I'm here. I'm sure you are. With your wang in your hand and you can't wait. I heard that your favorite food is meatloaf. I went to the deli and they have meals already on certain days, and I got you a meatloaf dinner. I know you're going through a lot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Girl, keep your damn drawers up. You're married. You're still legally married. Do not divorce your husband, because what's going to happen is if you divorced him and you fell into the arms of some knucklehead and he uses you up, you're going to feel like absolute human garbage. You're going to feel used. You're going to be devastated. You're going to be crushed. And you're going to feel guilty because you divorced your husband and he never treated you like that. And because you've been alone and lonely for 5 years, you feel like you got to fall into the arms of someone else. So I'm going to go ahead and get a divorce, and then I'm going to jump in somebody else's lap. And we're going to fall head over heels in love. You done lost your goddamn flipping mind. These men are not worth 2 pennies you can rub together. The majority of them ain't worth 2 pennies you can rub together. Don't you dare divorce your husband. He will eventually pass away. Don't wish for him to pass away. He don't know what he wants. His brain's not here. He's in another zone. Leave him alone, but focus on you and your children. But don't you dare fall into the arms. If you think he's going to be a duplicate of your husband, if your husband's a good man, and you think this fool over here is going to be like your husband, you done lost your goddamn mind. You got a better chance of hitting the lottery than getting another man that is absolutely 100% decent. You got a better chance of hitting the lottery. And that's a damn shame, but that's the way it is nowadays. If you are vulnerable for any reason, stay the hell away from men. You're going to get yourself in a world of trouble, and you're going to have your heart crushed, broken, stepped on, and everything else, and they're not going to want to hear it. You're not going to cry to these guys. They already got what they wanted. They don't want to hear you sobbing on the phone. I fell in love with you, and I didn't mean to, and I miss you so much. I don't know what to tell you. He went from knight in shining armor to cold, distant, uncaring. That's what you want to risk? Because you overwhelmed by what your husband's going through? Girl, please. Imagine how you think, if your husband was aware of what was going on, how you think that he feels? You think your life is bad? You're not the one with the TBI. He is. Okay? His life is not the same, and it will never be the same. Don't you dare divorce him and run into somebody else's arms, because you're going to get the biggest psychological slap in your face. These guys do not give a damn. They don't. They do not. And how slimy are you to take advantage of someone's wife, knowing that you, the husband, can't do nothing about it? You can't whoop my ass for trying to tag your wife. You can't do shit. So I might as well try to get with her, because she's lonely anyway. So I'll pretend to be Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Romance, tap them drawers as many times as I need to get her to fall for me, and then I'll start withdrawing from her, because she's starting to be a pest now. Calling me all the time, texting me all the time. These motherfuckers, look, don't even waste your goddamn time with them. Don't you dare. Plus, you don't want karma. Karma will bite you on the ass so hard you will flip out. You think you're having a hard time now. Divorce your husband and start screwing other people and see what happens. Girl, think your life is bad now? You ain't seen bad yet. Don't freaking do it. Love y'all. Take care.